20 years of marriage, 2 teenage sons, 1 rumor that turned out to be true, and a delivery that changed 3 lives forever. No breakup text, no screaming match, just a handshake, a van full of belongings, and 5 words. Here is your prize, sir. Tonight, how a husband confirmed his worst fear with hidden cameras, played detective with a fake sales pitch, and orchestrated the most legendary breakup delivery in suburban history. You'll hear the surveillance setup, the smooth-talking con, the road trip she didn't see coming, and the moment 2 faces turned white in a driveway. What happened after the handoff, who got the kids, and why she came crawling back, repeatedly. If you caught your partner cheating, what's your move? Comment confront if you'd face them immediately. Collect if you'd gather evidence first, or ghost if you'd vanish without a word. In 3 words, describe the most creative breakup you've ever heard of. Mark hit his 40s the way most people do. Married to his high school sweetheart, raising 2 teenage boys, working 9 to 5, playing weekend soccer. Small town rhythm. Predictable cycles. The kind of life that feels safe until it doesn't. He thought boredom was the enemy. Got a dog. Picked up hobbies. Tried to add spark. What he didn't know, his wife Mandy was solving her boredom problem too, just not with him. When life gets routine, people make choices. Some get creative. Others get reckless. Mark was doing the former. Mandy was doing the latter. Comfort can mask warning signs. Pay attention when patterns shift, not just when they break. What do you do when a rumor about your spouse starts making the rounds at soccer practice? Mark heard through friends. While he was on the field, Mandy was supposedly getting very friendly with a guy from a few towns over. At first, he brushed it off. Rumors are noise. Marriage is 2 decades deep. But noise has a way of getting louder when behavior changes. Mandy went cold. No intimacy, no conversation, just distance and irritation. Rumors alone prove nothing. But rumors plus behavior shifts? That's a signal. Listen to both. Picture this. Sweaty guys in soccer kits, post-game beers in hand, and one of them asking, "So, how do I know if my wife's cheating?" Mark's friends had opinions. Some said confront her. Others said hire a PI. Mark wanted certainty without blowing up his family on a hunch. Confrontation without proof risks gaslighting. Hiring help costs money and trust. So Mark chose option 3, do it himself. When you're gathering truth, control the process. Don't outsource what you can verify quietly. Mark didn't just buy a nanny cam. He went full private investigator. Hidden cameras in the living room, bedroom, bathroom. Everywhere except the kids' rooms. High quality, motion-activated, cloud-backed. For weeks, he reviewed footage after Mandy went to bed. Frame by frame. Date by date. Waiting. Surveillance isn't cheap, and it's emotionally brutal. Every night you're hoping to find nothing. Every night you're afraid you'll find everything. If you need proof, get it systematically. Emotion clouds judgment. Evidence clarifies it. There's a specific kind of silence that follows seeing your spouse with someone else on a screen you installed. After weeks of nothing, Mark finally caught it. Mandy and the guy in his house, in his bed. 20-plus years of marriage. 2 sons. High school sweethearts. All of it shattered in a few minutes of video. Proof doesn't heal. It just ends the ambiguity. And sometimes, ambiguity is the last bit of hope you're holding. Confirmation is the starting gun for the next chapter. What you do with it defines the rest. When you've got the proof, when rage is fresh, what's smarter, exploding or plotting? Mark didn't confront. He didn't yell. He sat on the footage and started planning. Revenge, yes. But calculated revenge. The kind that requires phone calls, smooth talking, and a really good poker face. Immediate confrontation is cathartic. Delayed strategy is devastating. Mark chose the latter. Anger is fuel. Strategy is the engine. Don't burn the fuel before you've built the machine. Imagine getting a call from a cheerful salesman offering body-cleansing pills and a shot at winning prizes. You'd probably hang up, right? This guy didn't. Mark found the affair partner's number. Called him posing as a telemarketer. The guy was overweight, insecure, easy to hook. Mark sold him on a fake wellness product line and a prize ballot. In one call, Mark got full name confirmed, home address, work address, tax ID number, and enough details to make the guy believe he'd won something big. Sales psychology works. Especially on people who want to believe they're lucky. Mark played it perfectly. Social engineering is just persuasion with a plan. And Mark was a very persuasive man. On a Friday, while Mandy was at work, Mark packed every single thing she owned into their family van. Clothes, jewelry, collectibles, photos, everything. The VW Touran was stuffed to the roof. He moved methodically, room by room, erasing her presence from the house. Packing someone's life is intimate and final. It's not just moving things. It's ending a chapter with your own hands. Action cements decisions. Once you start packing, there's no ambiguity left, for you or them. When Mandy got home, Mark told her they were taking a spontaneous road trip. At first, she resisted. Then his smooth talking kicked in and she caved. She had no idea the van was packed with her entire life. No clue where they were going. Just thought her husband was trying something romantic or weird. Sometimes the setup is so bold, the target can't even conceive of what's happening. Mandy rode along, oblivious. The best surprises are the ones people can't see coming because they're too unbelievable. What goes through your head when you're driving your cheating spouse to her affair partner's house, and she still doesn't know? Mark called the guy mid-drive. "Hey, you won first prize. I'm on my way to deliver it personally. Come outside." The guy was thrilled. Mandy thought Mark was pranking a buddy. The cognitive dissonance must have been unreal. Mark was calm, focused. Mandy was clueless, maybe even amused. Timing is everything. Let the setup breathe. The punchline hits harder when no one sees it coming. If you were Mark, would you have delivered her like this, or done something else? Drop savage if you respect the move, or too far if you think he crossed a line. Tell me why in one sentence. And if you want more stories where people rewrite the script on betrayal, hit subscribe. You won't regret it. Picture it, a sunny driveway. A confused, overweight guy walking out expecting a prize. A white-faced woman in the passenger seat starting to understand. Mark pulled up, got out, shook the guy's hand, and said, calm as anything, "Here is your prize, sir. I believe you know what it is." Two faces went pale simultaneously. The guy froze. Mandy's brain finally caught up. Mark took one last look and walked away. The best exits are the ones you don't have to explain. Just execute and leave. Divorce isn't just about splitting assets. It's about who gets the kids, and Mark played that card perfectly. He had better income, stable home, no infidelity. He showed the court the evidence, cameras, timestamps, the affair. The judge gave him custody of both sons. The boys were old enough, 16 and 17, to understand what their mom had done. They chose their dad. Visits to Mandy became obligatory, cold. When kids are old enough to see the truth, they make their own judgments. You can't spin betrayal. Winning a prize isn't always a good thing, especially when the prize is a cheating spouse. The affair partner turned out to be an A-grade villain. Mandy stayed for a while, but it ended badly. ER visits, police reports, the whole cycle. She left the guy, lost her marriage, lost her home, lost her kids' respect. The choice is compounded. Some people think affair partners are better. Reality? If someone cheats with you, the relationship starts in toxicity. It rarely improves. The affair fog lifts fast when real life sets in. Fantasy and dysfunction aren't the same thing. How many times does someone have to try to re-enter your life before you change the locks? Mandy tried. Multiple times. Calls. Messages. Showing up. Apologies. Promises. Mark's response every single time. Duck right off. Boundaries aren't suggestions. They're declarations. And Mark declared his loud and clear. Don't negotiate with people who've already shown you who they are. Closure is a decision, not a conversation. A year later, post-soccer beers taste a little different. There's laughter again. The weight is gone. Mark moved on. The boys are thriving, 16 and 17 now, doing well in school, close to their dad. They see their mom on weekends, but it's strained. She tries to win them over. They see through it. Healing isn't instant, but it's real. Time, support, honesty, those build the foundation back. Recovery is possible when you cut the rot and plant something new. Mark did both. A lot of people assume mothers always win custody. That's not universal, especially when evidence is clear. Outside the US, many courts weigh income, stability, and behavior heavily. Mark had all three. Mandy had none. The decision wasn't even close. The system always favors women is a myth when facts are overwhelming. Judges follow evidence, especially when kids are old enough to have a voice. Know your jurisdiction. Document everything. The truth doesn't always win, but it gives you the best shot. Mark told this story over beers. By the time he got to the driveway handshake, his friend was laughing so hard he had to run to the bathroom or pee himself. Humor is how we process trauma. The absurdity, the boldness, the sheer audacity of the plan. It's almost cinematic. Revenge stories stick because they give agency back. Mark wasn't a victim. He was the author of the ending. Own your narrative. When you control the ending, you control the story people tell. Breakups don't have to be screaming matches or ghosting. Sometimes they're art. Mark's delivery ranks high, but there are others. The guy who changed all his ex's contacts to do not answer. The woman who returned her ring via certified mail with a glitter bomb. Creativity is catharsis. When you're ending something, how you do it matters, not for them, but for you. It's the last act of authorship in a shared story. Make your exit memorable, but make it clean. The goal isn't cruelty, it's closure with dignity, on your terms. Betrayal rewrites the story, but you get to write the ending. Mark didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't collapse. He planned, executed, and walked away with his sons and his self-respect intact. Mandy got her prize. The affair partner got his. And Mark, he got his life back, smaller, quieter, but his. The mother-in-law who faked a terminal illness for attention, and the family intervention that exposed everything. You'll hear the lie, the proof, the confrontation, and the boundary that saved a marriage. Don't miss it. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon.